Wanna ride with me, catch a vibe with me, go get out with me, yeah. Shawty, I'm a riding G, I'm a dying piece, I'm a ride.
Hi and welcome. This is the Just Flight Hawk T1. So what do I think of the flight model? Well, you can use it with a Thrustmaster Hotess Warthog, or you can equally use it with an Xbox One controller. Both are easy, accessible, and it works really well with a console controller. So we'll show you how to do a cold and dark start. It's quite easy to start up this plane, and it's a lot of fun to fly. I'll click end on the keyboard and we'll get into the cockpit. You can then look around. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to here. I'm just going to click on left mouse button battery 1, left mouse button battery 2, turn on the fuel pump and turn on the pitot static tube. Go down to here, fuel cock, one left mouse button click. Down here is the parking brake. I'm just going to put it on for the moment. When you can't see it, that means it's on. Over here is the oxygen, one left mouse button click. I'm going to turn on this here, so it's on norm. So that's to norm, and then this switch here all the way around. So I'm going to spin it around just with the mouse wheel until it's on transmit, receive and ground. So that's those two on. Up here I can just turn on these two switches for the lights, and then I can turn on the nav, turn on the panel, turn on the emergency and turn on the compass. I'm just using the left mouse button for all of those. Once we've got all that out of the way, I can go over to here, just turn this on to preset and turn this on to main. So we've got all that out of the way. I can turn off the warning light, just one left mouse button there, and turn on the Garmin with one left mouse button. Great. So then we're going to go down to here, engine start. You're going to put it on to on, and then you're actually going to switch it on to start, because if you try and push this button here, the start relight button, without having put that on to start once, it doesn't work. So I'll show you. I'll put it on to start. I've done that. Now I'm going to hold down this button here, start relight button. Hold down left mouse button and you should hear a sound. That's good. Down here we've got an anti-skid that's going to move it into the upward position. And I'll show you, you actually need to do this switch in the back of the plane as well. But I'll do that towards the end. Down here we've got our different equipment that we've got attached to the plane. So if you have a look, we've got our steps and our chocks on the plane, and also our covers. So what we're going to do is just go down to here, close the canopy, one left mouse button click, get rid of the steps, get rid of the covers and get rid of the chocks. That's all done and out of the way. You can have a rear pilot there if you want. It does not make any difference in relation to the in relation to this switch. The anti-skid, no matter what, you still have to jump into the back. So I've tried both options and it doesn't make any difference. You can have him there if you want, or get rid of him if you don't want him. But he doesn't do much for you. So that's that. Now once we've got the plane going to that point, we've got to go back to here and we're going to move this switch. I'll just try and hover my mouse off it. We're going to move this switch again from on to start. So remember I did it once from on to start and then I clicked that button. So that's what I've done. Now I'm going to go back to here and we're going to move it back to start just once, like so. Then I'm also going to click on here, throttle idle stop lever with the left mouse button. One left mouse button click there. And if you have a look over here, you should notice the engine is starting up. You'll have two green lights here, and that's all good. If you have lots of lights here still on, that could be because you haven't got rid of the chocks, the covers and the steps. So once you get rid of all of those, all of these lights starts disappearing. What there should be is just the one light left for the anti-skid. So we'll show you that in just a moment. There'll also be a light for HYD2. We'll show you how to fix that. We're just waiting for it to start up. It's going to hover around about 55 and then it will stabilize there. If you have this little guy coming along and you don't want him, you can hold down left shift and P on the keyboard. Left shift and P and then he goes away. So just if you're wondering, that will get rid of him. And we're all done with him. We can just click on the map and we've got the map up there. So now you can see we've got HYD2 and skid, but we've got the skid on. We'll fix the HYD problem here by left mouse button clicking once. Watch this little thing, it'll go all the way around, and then that will solve that light. Now we've got the skid light. So to fix the skid light, I'm just going to go up to here, camera, I'm going to click on pilot, co-pilot, and down here we've got anti-skid, left click once, done. Click on pilot, we'll go back to here, and we'll go over, have a look, and you'll see there's no lights, so we're ready to take off. So that's all of that. I will show you that we can actually take off with all of this. We've got that unlocked, so we can freely move the throttle now, which means the plane will start to move, but we've still got the parking brake on. So I said I had the parking brake on. That's my parking brake down here. I'm just going to left click that to release it, and that's now released. And that's out of the way as well. That's all good. So we can just center our view, or we can look over the nose, whatever you find best. And we'll get our plane moving along the ground. Let's give this a go. Okay, so I also want to show you just doing the cold and dark start at night, just so you can see how it is. We jump into here, you immediately got a flashlight, that's cool. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down to here, I'm going to turn on this switch, these two down, this switch up, that switch up, that switch up. I'm going to turn around this one, turn around that one, turn around that one. And then up here is a map light, and up here is a map light. Now none of this has come on yet because we haven't turned on the battery, so I'm going to 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of those are on, and then you can see our lights. So this switch here adjusts the lighting along here, so you can turn it off. I've got the map light on up there, so that's why there's still a little bit of light there. And the map light is found up around about here. If you see here, map light power turns off, and then click it, turn it on. So that's that one. You can turn it down a little bit, I reckon. And then over this side, you can turn that one down a little bit as well. I've got the map light again on up there. So if you turn it all the way off, you can see it's dark. If you just turn on the map light, you can see what the map light does. And then you can, of course, add the console lighting. And then you've got the center panel, which is adjusting all of this lighting here. Pretty cool. So that's what the plane looks like at night. I think it looks pretty good. You can see outside, it's definitely night time. We've got the control tower up there, and this is us here. So we'll continue our startup. Just going to click on that to get rid of the warnings. And we're going to go down to here. I'm going to turn on this start engine switch here to on. I'm going to go over to here, LP clock control lever, and then we'll start on the other side. The parking brake at the moment is off. You can put it on if you want. We're just going to go over to here, turn on the oxygen. I'm going to switch this all the way to norm, so it's on norm, and this one all the way around. And that's those two set up. So that's out of the way. We've got down here a rudder bar, one left mouse button click, and that's out of the way as well. And we can turn on the power up here for the Garmin. So that's good. We can go over to here, turn this on to preset, and turn this on to main or both. Both will do. And now we can go over to here. So I'm going to move this onto start once, and then I'm going to left click one on here where it says start relight button. Hold down left mouse button. 1, 2, 3, let go. Move the anti-skid here to the on position. While we're waiting, we can jump into the back of the plane. So I'm going to go over to where we've got the camera. Click on here, pilot, co-pilot. Can't see much back here. We could put our lights on. And 1, 2, and 3, just so we've got some lighting. And then turn on the anti-skid here. That's all we need to do there. Go back to pilot, and we're done. That's all good. Just parking brake I might leave off for the moment. We'll click on map up here. So we've got a map up. And then we can go down to here. What we're going to do is then click on here, one for engine start, and then one left click here on throttle idle stop lever. And the plane will start up the rest of the way. That's all done and out of the way. Complete. It's good, it's got ILS, it's got TACAN, it's got everything you could really want to see in a plane. You'll probably find this guy will come and try and push you back once the plane starts up. So what we will do is we'll help him out by getting rid of the chocks, get rid of the steps, and we'll close the canopy. We've got all that out of the way, and we can also just click unload all if it lets us, and that's that done. Here's this guy is going to come and try and push us back. You'll know if the parking brake is on or off based on how quickly he's able to push you back. So you can see him there. And then if you're wondering, if you take that off, you can see now it's going back so much quicker. So the parking brake is off when you can't see it. So if you can't see it, the parking brake is off. Oxygen's on, that's all good. But yeah, that's pretty much a cold and dark start at night. So I hope that helps. Not a lot of people show both of them, like in the day and at night time. So I think that's really helpful to see. It's certainly what I'm looking for when just before I've even bought the plane, I want to see it at night. I want to see it during the day. This here, your air brake switch. And then up here, you've got for your flaps, this switch here. So it goes down for down on the flaps. You can see where it goes to. First step, takeoff position, and then full flaps. You can also see it. That's full flaps. And then you can go back up to takeoff position. They're just part flaps. And then you can bring them all the way up if you want to. What we have still probably got is this HYD2 on the screen. So to get rid of that, we're just clicking this once. It's pretty easy plane to start. It's a pretty fun one to start. It's not annoying. It's not hard to remember. Most of the things you can just sort of left click on. The only real annoying thing, I suppose, is having to go into the back to do this anti-skid. It just doesn't matter if you have a rear pilot or not. You just still got to go back there and do the anti-skid. So yeah, that's probably the only thing I could probably mention. Once this is unlocked, you've got free movement of that throttle, so that's all good. He's pushed us back nicely, so we'll just do a little takeoff here while we can. We'll show it. This is probably the hardest sort of weather to try and be taking off in.